Sometimes I collect shells or I collect things from nature, and I also collect maps, right? And then I also try to see how the designer might have used something from nature to inspire their drawings. And here you can see this whale really mimics the dots and the patterns on the shell. And this is something really important as a scientist to remember, that the answers are always in nature. If you look deep, if you know how to spot the differences, you will also know how to recognize the similarities. Now, let's get a bit more scientific. Sometimes it's all about the art and all about the fun, but then also I really enjoy using my drawings for observational purposes. So I'm going to show you here. I got this vertebrate. It's absolutely gorgeous. Woo! I got this vertebrate from the beach, and I just started to observe every single part. They weren't all together, and I collected the pieces together, and soon I realized that they actually interlock into each other, just like that. Look at that. It's like a puzzle. So this is a real skeleton, a real vertebrate. I'm just going to move it over here. And then I also took a closer look, and I drew what I was seeing, and I drew what it was that I was observing, because this is something in science that can sometimes be missing for only a field scientist or only a lab scientist. Unless you take a closer look and you actually demand and you actually force your attention to pay attention, you might see something different. So observational drawings can lead you to many discoveries. This observational drawing really made me pay attention to how the vertebrae were interlocking, and that set off a whole new inquiry and understanding, and yeah, just basically a curiosity as to why, how, where, and is it even possible that my vertebrate might look like this? I don't know. I'm going to show you another example of observational drawings. Move that there. And for this one, you need to take a closer look. So I'm actually going to put all of these specimens on the side. I'm going to start by showing you this page. So I went to the beach and I collected a few specimens from the beach, and I thought, wow, these can be very great pieces of inspiration to make some designs. And again, collected them, got my specimen book, identified them, and then I took them home and I started to replicate them, and I started to look at the patterns, at the colors. In some of them, I actually changed the colors. So here's some pink coral, here's some bleached coral, here is a beautiful cone shell which almost have zebra stripes on it. These are also some dried out coral. Here's another beautiful shell. I call this a unicorn shell because of how it looks. And look at this. Just look how that absolutely comes together. And here you can see that I've actually used a different color scheme, different from the shell to paint and draw. And then something here that's really interesting is that this sea urchin doesn't have its spiky, poisonous pieces on top anymore, but I still drew them in to remind myself of what it actually looks like in real life. So again, you can bring your own creativity, your own unique self in a different way, in a more elaborative, in a more fun, whatever that is for you way, And that's how I really hope you can engage with science. That's how you can be a scientist and a naturalist that leads the world of science communication and of science education beyond what is. It is really important to communicate in a new, different way. We all know that. And especially when you bring the arts together with something as beautiful as science, only magic can happen. So lastly, just want to show you one of my favorite things to do is that when I do collect specimens, I would like to be more knowledgeable and I want to learn alongside nature, not only use nature to inspire and use my imagination. So for example, here I've collected this beautiful cone shell and I've identified it here in my specimen book. This is such an awesome book. It's a handy pocket guide to tropical seashells. And if you do find this book somewhere, grab it. It's really, really epic and awesome to use. So again, I can look and identify through the spiral, through the patterns and all of that. And of course, as an amateur naturalist, make sure you have some sort of little pouch or favorite pencil, an eraser, maybe a sharpener at hand, that when you do go into nature, just in your backpack or somewhere, you do have the equipment to just pause and really, really pay attention to what it is that you're seeing. So that was again a lot. And of course, from the complete amateur naturalist, I have been looking at how to make a nature book, and I've been sharing with you how I have been making a nature book. So I hope that you have found some sort of idea and some inspiration from this little lesson, and I really hope to see some of your books into the future. Okay, I think it's time for dinner. Bye!
Hi, it's Peter and Nicolene from Tamed and Untamed Studio.
As usual, if you enjoyed our content, give us a shout out so that we can create especially what you would like to see next.
And don't forget to leave a comment below.
Bing, bing, bing!